Welcome back, everybody, to 6 Months Left to Live. I'm Hank. I'm your host. Everything's kind of trucking along. I think the last time we were talking about, and so one of the things that I was very aware of at that time was the strain on the relationships within my family. Not necessarily the four people living in my household, but the outside relationships. I noticed that was very much falling apart at the seams. It was falling apart. I noticed that they were angry, they were denial, they were irritated. They did not really like my wife because they felt like she wasn't doing everything she could for me. And which pissed me off, and I got mad at them because of the way they were treating my wife. And then the kids, obviously they love us, or especially their mother. They're not going to put up with that shit by my parents or brother or anybody like that. They're not going to put up with that stuff, so that that was a disaster. I ain't going to lie to you. It's still a disaster. I want to say it's a little bit better now, but during all this time, we quit going home, period. We quit going to Tennessee. I wasn't going to go to there for Christmas and act like everything's hunky-dory. Because there's been a lot of words said, and there's a lot of meanness and, harsh words, and my wife was upset. And look, my wife's tough as leather, and she's a Southern woman, but and she's sweet as she can be. But don't fuck with her because she'll bite. When it comes to me and the three kids, she doesn't care what people think. She's going to protect us, and that's the way I am as well. And so that really, really put a strain on me. Really put a strain on me because. Here I am, I've got my wife and three kids that are my everything. And then here I am, I've got my family in Tennessee that mean everything to me. And now I have, this relationship is not doing good in the Tennessee. And my wife is not having a good relationship with the people in Tennessee. Now, ironically, she's always been close to her family, obviously. But I was never that close to him because I was always close to my. Ironically, I saw the relationship drifting the other way. I was becoming closer to her family. I was. I don't know how to explain it, but I had to have some kind of. I had to have some kind of support for me, not just my wife, but I wanted some kind of support for me that made me kind of keep going. And so I started relying on my friends more, that inventory of friends that I told you, and I looked at that list, and I started relying on them more, and I started reaching out to them more, and I became super close to those people, and I came a lot closer to my wife's family, my brother-in-law, his wife, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, the sister-in-laws. So that's a tough, you've got to really have a good positive outlook if you ever go through, and it's not just me going through this. I want you to understand that everybody has their troubles out there. This is just my trouble. This is just my situation. Yours might be totally different. It very well could be. It's probably not the same. But you better somehow or another come up with a game plan because, like I said, if you start looking at some of these things in your life or looking at people that I've known a couple, in Tennessee that they were the happiest couple ever. I mean, so happy. They were great. We hung out with them. They had two kids, and their child got killed in a car wreck. And she was young. She was like 10 or 11, and the dad was driving. And it wasn't anything. It was just an accident. It was middle of the day. Matter of fact, it was right after school. And it wasn't even the dad's fault. But They end up getting a divorced a year later because I guess the wife blamed her husband for the child dying. And this, I was trying desperately not to let that fuck up my relationship with my wife. And I look, I was on that path. Not only because of the booze, not only because of the anger, not only because of this, that, and the other. Now I've got my family that is turning against us and my wife, and now she's angry at that. So not only she's angry at me and upset about me, now she's upset with my. So we quit going. We quit going doing Christmas. We quit going to doing Thanksgiving. We quit going up there to visit them. We quit doing a lot of things with them. And my attitude was, fuck it. I mean, they ain't going through this shit. I mean, I hate to say that, but I was working my ass off on my other side businesses, my drug dealing, my transportation business, my disability, trying to pick up odd jobs in here just to pay money and pay bills and have somewhat of a decent life. And so a lot of that stuff, there was no vacations left. We were still having to manage and have a good time. But I wasn't going to let, I didn't care. I don't know how to explain it. I didn't care if I lost that relationship with anybody other than my wife and 3 kids. I didn't care. But ironically, my friends really came through for me. Now, by this time, even making all this money, drug dealing and everything else, obviously life had to still move on. So I had pulled money out of some accounts, some mutual funds and some out of the retirement, but I didn't want to take it all out. And I mean, thank goodness I didn't. She still gotta live after this disease kills me. So I was real leery of that. So by this time, I was beginning to borrow a little money from here and there from friends. And that was a comfort, that I could call them up and ask for some money, but I've paid them back, and I think that goes a testament of what kind of friendships you have. So in those relationships, and so I've got my best friend to this day, Huey. And he's from Tennessee, and he's just fantastic, and we're still close to this day. He helped me. I got another one, that I've got that I still and they come down and visit. So those relationships, after all these years of me getting married, having kids, and everybody doing their own thing, they became tighter. They became a whole lot better, even to this day, where I have a fantastic relationship with these people, and I really, really appreciate that, and I enjoy them more so than anything. But folks, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't watch it, and God forbid whatever trouble comes your way in life, whatever it is, if you don't watch it, that devil is going to take everything it can from you. And it certainly was doing that to me. And it was very depressing. I've always been tight with my family. My wife's always been tight with my family. And here we are, we're not tight anymore. I'm not going home for Christmas, not doing Thanksgiving. They're not coming down to see me. I'm not going up there to see them. My kids were missing out. It was a god-awful experience. But even as I was turning my life around somewhat a little bit at a time, that was really fucked up too. That was really fucked up. And it was becoming worse. And I had one person that I relied on, and she was my aunt. But there's only so much she can do. And then there was another aunt that I would talk to that really, she wasn't part of the family anymore because of their falling out years ago. And so I became super close to her again. So there's a lot of positives that came out of this jacked up situation. A lot of positives. Still a lot of negatives, but there are a lot of positives. I believe that anything is possible at this point. I had survived hospice. I've had survived 2 brain surgeries within 3 months. I've gotten other things that I'm grateful for. So, folks, I'm going to tell you right now, God forbid you ever find yourself in a terrible situation like this. Man, you better have it together. You better pray to God if you believe in God. You better rely on your friends, because it will fuck your life up. And that was certainly doing that to me at that time. And so even though I was turning some parts of it around, the other shit was going downhill, and it was going down here fast. And I'm going to tell you something. It was so disappointing not to have that relationship with my brother anymore, where I could call him up and go, hey, man, this is what I'm thinking. Or my dad or my mom. It's a little bit better today, but not like it used to before all of this. And that was a tough pill to handle. I was having better relationships with my friends and some of the people that I was that guy Barry that I was in business with doing the drugs. Hell, I had a better relationship. I could tell him my troubles. And so it was really a strange problem. So we're going to touch on that next time we come back. Because there's ways where there's a will, there's a way. And I've always been told there's more ways than skin a cat. And you just have to find them. And so I hope everybody has a good day. Thanks for paying attention. Don't remember, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcast, TikTok, YouTube, anything else? I don't think so. Have a good day. Thank you, everybody. And I will see you next time on 6 Months Left to Live. I'm Hank. I'm out.